Light and fluffy pancakes made with sweet corn, cornmeal, corn flour, jalapeno, cheese, and chives. Oh, this is gonna be good, as in like really, really good. Today, our big flavored corn cakes recipe. Before we start, I better come clean. These corn cakes are mighty tasty. Number 2, they're really easy to make. Number 3, I want you to watch to the very end of this video because we do an upgrade. I add 4 readily available ingredients that takes this corn cakes recipe from simple to amazing. You ready to get started? Let's start with the pancake batter. On stovetop, a small saucepan, add 1 cup whole milk, 4 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of granulated sugar. Stir and then warm over moderate heat to melt the butter. Remove the pan from the heat. Next, grab a large liquid measure, add 3/4 of a cup of coarse grind cornmeal, 1/2 cup of corn flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of kosher salt, whisk to combine. Do a little well in the middle of that dry mix. Time out. In developing this recipe, we discovered that cornmeal gives these corn cakes texture. We also discovered that corn flour gives them a beautiful yellow coloration plus more corn flavor. Big revelation in this recipe, ding, ding, ding. This entire recipe is gluten-free. Let's continue. We have 2 eggs at room temperature, crack them into a medium-sized bowl, whisk, then add them to the dry ingredients along with that cooled milk and butter mixture. We're gonna whisk or stir to combine. Time out, number 2, you just made a really simple batter that's gonna create really good corn cakes, but that's not the goal, right? I want them to exceed your expectations. Let's continue and add the upgrade ingredients. We're gonna boil 2 ears of corn on the cob, cool. Then we're gonna cut the kernels off the cob, break up the kernels by hand. You're gonna need 2 cups of corn kernels for the recipe. Cheese, we love it. Gruyere, we're grating up 1 cup. How about fresh chives? We're gonna chop them up about 1 to 2 tablespoons worth. Let's add a little bit of heat, 1 jalapeno pepper. It's seeded and finely diced. Back to the batter, we're gonna add the cheese, yes to chives, and that jalapeno. We're gonna stir, then leave the batter to sit for 15 minutes to thicken up. While the batter sits for a second, let's get ready to cook the corn cakes. You can make yours in a skillet on stovetop. You can also do them on a griddle insert on a grill. I'm cooking ours today on a slate 30-inch griddle from Weber Grills. I turn the right side to the lowest setting. This is perfect for keeping the corn cakes warm once they're cooked. The middle and left burners go on to a medium setting. It'll run the griddle at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And then when the griddle insert skillet or griddle is at temperature, do a drizzle of a neutral oil on the griddle. When it shimmers, we're adding about 1/4 cup of the batter mix. We're gonna spill it onto the griddle. You can push it down to flatten it just a little bit, then cook for about 2 minutes. The edges will bubble. The underside is gonna go a rich golden brown. Give the corn cakes a flip. Cook for 1 minute more, then transfer the cooked corn cakes to the right side of the griddle to keep warm. And we repeat. I also want to show you something. How about a close-up of a corn cake being flipped? Also, you can see how they puff up in the heat. These corn cakes are light and tender and fluffy, and yeah, we love them. The yield on this recipe is 12 corn cakes. You should be able to serve 4 to 6 guests, depending on when you serve them for breakfast, brunch, or as a side dish. And here's how I always enjoy them. You can serve them with regular maple syrup or a spiced hot maple syrup, which is amazing. Plus, toss up a fresh fruit salad, Corn cakes are stacked on a plate. Don't they look great? Add a bit of fruit salad. Let's do a knob of butter and then your maple syrup of choice. Look how tender these corn cakes are, studded with kernels of corn, jalapeno, and chives. Oh yeah, and then there's that cheese. Truly the best corn cakes ever. Full recipe is up at weekend@thecottage.com. When you're visiting our website, please subscribe to it. Look for this video on our dedicated YouTube channel. You can subscribe to it as well. And then when corn cakes are this appetizing, take a picture of them and post them on your favorite socials using hashtag weekend@thecottage on Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. This really is the absolute best corn cake recipe. Cheesy, corny, absolutely delicious. Remember, breakfast, brunch, or as a side dish, fab. Enjoy. I think I'm gonna eat this whole stack. Ooh, they're good.